Graz, give me a name that people are paying close attention to as the offseason gets started.
Yeah, A.J. Brown of the Eagles. And the only reason here is that, all the friction that came up during the season between him and the team, his public frustrations. So it's unclear whether the Eagles will trade him or whether the relationship can be mended. It's $29 million in guaranteed money this year, $43.4 million dead money on the Eagles salary cap if they trade him, and $29 million fully guaranteed that the acquiring team would have to pay. It's a situation people are keeping their eye on.
So people wonder, is a change of scenery best maybe for both sides? It hasn't looked at. Why are you shaking your head at me like that?
I mean, I think from your new offensive coordinator, A.J. Brown, they'll work this offseason to try to get, how he's going to bring them all in. Sirianni will bring them all in. Let's get back to going to win championships. They have a loaded roster. Their offensive line didn't play well this year. A bunch of injuries on that side. They tried it different ways. It didn't work out. They got a new coordinator. I think that stuff gets fixed.
And let me ask you if this matters, because again, let me make it as clear as I can possibly make it. I've never spoken to A.J. Brown in my entire life. So for me to be making the assessment I'm about to make is probably a dangerous thing to do, but I'll do it anyway. Having watched the last 2 years, he does not look like a person who's happy where he is, right? He does not look like a player who's saying, boy, I love playing for this team. I love everything about it. Winning the championship is great. Everyone loves winning a championship. But beyond that, it has looked like a person who would be welcoming of a change of scenery.
He has, and that's why we bring it up. And so what's going on behind the scenes there? Are they talking about, how we address these frustrations, how we handle them better in terms of publicly, and if the relationship is salvageable, which it may very well be.
Doesn't that matter, though? I mean, it feels like it matters.
Absolutely. Sometimes you think of the addition by subtraction when you're talking about the chemistry and the totality of the locker room. I think I side more where Jeff is, where when you have a guy like A.J. Brown and on the football field, he can help you win games, and you're in a win-now mode like Philly is, I don't know that I really want to watch that man walk out of my building.
$44 million cap hit for a receiver.
But the cap's
It's too much.
up and up.
Yeah,
Well,
but that's too much of him, so we'll
to
see.
Dead money.
All right, let me go to another play. Give me a quarterback. Give me a quarterback we have an eye on.
Mac
right now.
Jones, backup for the 49ers. He is signed for one more year at about $4.7 million. He played extremely well for the 49ers. This year when Brock Purdy was hurt, played well for the Jaguars. Tail end of last year when Trevor Lawrence was hurt. He has a lot of value, obviously, to the 49ers as a backup quarterback. But if you are a team that needs a quarterback and you're not in position to draft Fernando Mendoza this year, this is a still young player who has played well recently and could probably help someone as a starter or at the very least in competition with someone else to be the starter.
And he's in a spot where you think about the free agent class of quarterbacks. Malik Willis is probably the best quarterback that's going to be available. So for a lot of those teams, you should entertain a Mac Jones conversation and bring him in. I think you look at the success of Sam Darnold. He's playing in a Super Bowl, and you saw him be in San Francisco where he didn't play, but learned from Shanahan and got to Minnesota. The hope is Mac Jones can do the same thing. He got a chance to go to quarterback rehab down there, and now you get him in your system. Has to be surrounded with the talent and the guys around him. It's worth it.
Yeah, I agree. He showed toughness this season too, man. He got banged up when he was playing for the 49ers, fought through it. You could tell his team rallied around him, and that's as a backup. That just shows you what kind of relationship he has in the locker room. All those are arrows pointing up.
Give me one more name, and I'm not going to like it.
Bears wide receiver DJ Moore. Why don't you like it?
I don't want him traded.
All right, well, he's got $23.485 million guaranteed. It's only $12 million in dead money for the Bears if they move him. They drafted Rome Odunze in the top 10 of the draft 2 years ago. Probably going to be their number one receiver long term. Drafted Colston Loveland in the top 10 last year. He's a tight end, but mainly a receiver. I think this
Luther Burden, too, they drafted last year.
Luther Burden came on late in the season. Obviously, he looks like a big part of the plans moving forward. You can get something of value that helps you beef up on defense or the offensive line, then I think this is another name to watch.
What do we think?
The only thing for me is you have this young quarterback in Caleb Williams that you're still trying to grow. So when you remove another guy, I don't think you're removing DJ Moore. You're saying, all right, we're removing him to go get player X. So you're just taking him away from the equation with the hope that Rome Odunze takes another step, Luther Burden takes another step. That would be my concern with this offense. You want to continue to grow it. Removing DJ Moore, a guy that's really good with the ball in his hands. That's the part for me.
That's the part for me is the ball in his hands. I mean, this guy is an absolute difference maker. He can play it. He's a tough receiver. He does the dirty work. If you look at like Amon St. Brown, Jameis Williams, like all the guys in Detroit, the way they set up. Getting rid of DJ Moore to me would be an absolute no-no. Like, I just see him being too valuable. Again, you're bringing players, but Adunze got banged up last year. Like, there's just too many of those things that I would let him go.
I may have just picked a bear so we could run that Caleb Williams throw again. You can't see that too much.
Can't blame you for that. All right, coming up, let's go back to an all-time sound bite. Give me beast mode.
I'm going to answer with the same answer, so y'all can shoot if y'all please. I'm here so I won't get fined. I'm here so I won't get fined. I'm here so I won't get fined.
Hey, I'm here so I won't get fined.
I'm just here so I won't get fined. Just so I won't get fined, boss.
You know, I like the commitment to the bit. I mean, if you're gonna, you know what I mean? If you're going there, just commit to it.
It's paid off commercial work.
But you were saying, right, like yesterday on NFL Live, like ever since he retired.
Media darling.
Right.
Oh, love
He's
it.
awesome.
It was in there.
Everyone wants to hear him. Yeah.
Everybody.
He
He's
could have
everywhere.
helped.
Yeah.
He'll be in San Francisco doing a bunch of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Guarantee you.
No
No
doubt.
worries.
It's all just one. I've said it for years now. It's all just one huge game, and everyone has their role they play in it, and he has his, and he played it well that day, and he plays it well to this day. And then Brandon Beane has his role in Buffalo. He's very aware that a lot of fans right now, and maybe some media, don't approve necessarily the way he's gone about his business of late, particularly with the firing of Sean McDermott and then the hiring of the new coach, Joe Brady, who was already there. So this was Brandon Beane in an interview that he gave and offered a profane response. He said this to Tyler Dunn of Go Long, quote, F the outside. It's about the right selection for this team, and if we win, they'll love it. It's the same thing I said when I took Josh Allen. If I'm wrong, the moving company will be at my house, so I understand. And I'm not going to have regret of choosing someone to appease the outside if I thought it should have been someone different. If I'm wrong, I'll effing take my job and effing go home. We've moved to that stage of the conversation now. So what do we think of that?
As someone who's interviewed Brandon Beane many times over the years, I'm confident he's quoting him accurately. I mean, look, he feels this. I mean, like I told this story last hour. Like, I saw him on his way out of Arrowhead Stadium last year after they lost in the AFC Championship game, and he was devastated and said something along those same lines. Like, I just hope I'm still here when we finally pull this off. So, firing a head coach, especially one that has been there as long and has been as successful as Sean McDermott, is the kind of thing that shakes up everyone in the organization. And Brandon Beane is well aware that people are pointing fingers at him, and this is his pushback, and he's right.
Yeah.
If it doesn't go well, he's absolutely right. He will be the next one to go.
No, that's the point. The point is, if it doesn't go well, that's not the case, because it didn't go well. They went from the AFC Championship game to not getting there. One guy got fired, one guy got promoted. Yeah. That's my issue, right? So it isn't that. He's like, oh, they're going to back up the truck. No, because if they backed the truck up to one guy's house, it wasn't your house, right? It was you got promoted up by for holding to the same standard of success, right? Sean McDermott's taken them to 2 AFC Championship games. He makes the playoff every year. If Joe Brady doesn't come in and take them to the AFC Championship game or further, it would be considered a failure. So that's when you back up the truck. I can tell you this. Beane has put a bullseye on himself. It will not be the same roster. I guarantee you that. He is going to make sure receivers are going to make plays, and he's going to fix the defense. And so you can say whatever you want about whatever the relationship was between head coach and GM. Yeah. One guy got promoted with the same roster, one guy got fired for it. That's my only issue with the whole comment. Talking about it's mine. And he made sure to reference Josh Allen again, falling back to whose draft pick is whose draft pick is mine. That's all nonsense.
What I do like about it, you talked about it, one guy got fired, one guy didn't. For Brandon Beane, there is no other guy. Now it does all fall on you. Yeah. And I like the fact of the ownership. Like, yes, screw it all. Everyone's going to say what they're going to say. At the end of the day, that's the job every year in the NFL. So for him right now, you talked about that roster. You better go all out and fill that roster and that locker room with as many players as possible to provide for Joe Brady and go out there and win it. And, hey, a little bit of it is Brandon Beane is the villain now in this when it comes to Sean McDermott. Own that, get the team that you need around them, and let your players feel that. You think about what was said about Keon Coleman at the press conference from Terry Pagula, the owner. Like, you get the feel in Buffalo right now where it's always this feel-good story, a college atmosphere they talk about down there. For them now, it's like, screw everybody else. Let's go win this thing. And I think Brandon Beane is living that, and he's putting that out there for the players in the locker room to take ownership of it and run with it.
It's going to be a better roster. Guarantee that.
It's also been the perfect storm of ability to criticize. The owner did not do anyone any favors by jumping in. I mean, he made it. Not. Brandon Beane is basically saying, this is my decision, my decision, my decision. But when the owner was sitting next to him, the owner said, let me actually explain what happened here. And I think in the long run, that did not help his side of it. In the meantime, another team that fell just short of Super Bowl aspirations this year was the Rams. Their head coach, Sean McVay, says he does not have a timetable for a decision on Matthew Stafford's future after having an MVP-worthy year. Here's what McVay said about his quarterback and letting him take the time to make a decision.
I think that if that's something that he wants to do, the answer is absolutely yes. You know, I think what's great is he's going to take his time, talk with Kelly and the girls and see what's best. But, man, is he still playing at an incredible level? Our hope is that he does. But I think, you know, with respect to his timetable and ability to be able to communicate with you guys whenever he feels ready to make that announcement, we'll let him be able to do that. I'm keeping my fingers crossed like you guys that he wants to still play.
Do we expect Matthew Stafford to be back in a Rams uniform next year?
Yes. Heck yes. I mean, he literally might be the MVP on Thursday night. You're going to walk away after your MVP year where you fall short against a division opponent on the road where you could have had a home game, but you had a 16-point lead. No way you're leaving this thing undone. They're way too competitive a human being to walk away from what's there in L.A. with a chance to go back to a Super Bowl.
It's just so hard to walk. When you're at the top, like to your point, MVP, first team All-Pro, the type of season he had at this point in his career, after what he went through in preseason with the back injury and all of those different things, you're able to have that type of season. If he goes into this offseason healthy, you feel like, hey, there's no reason why I can't play this same way next season. It just seems so hard to me. When I know I walked away from the game, I couldn't cover anybody. So it was an easy decision to say, you know what, I'm not going to go out there and embarrass my family. For Matthew Stafford, still playing at this high of a level, it's so hard to see him saying, I'm good.
Yes, but there was a contract issue last spring that resulted in them having some trade conversations with other teams, him talking about, not talking publicly, but him, making it known behind the scenes that he might want to be elsewhere. He's got a year left on the contract. They redid it, not necessarily to his satisfaction, but it seems like he likes being in L.A. My guess is if he wins MVP, he'll probably want a raise for next year, and at age 38, I don't think there's any reason to think it won't be a little bit like it was last spring. So if he decides he wants to come back, yes, the Rams would like to have him, but then come the difficult questions about what does that look like contractually, and they're going to have to navigate that again.
And if I am Matthew Stafford, now I feel like I have all the leverage in the world. So,
for sure.
Of course, I'm coming back because not that he's going to fleece them, but all the conversations, to your point, last year was go out and talk to other people and see. They damn sure don't want him going out talking to anybody this year. You're going to have to pony up and do what he wants to get him back.
Hey, how much is that cap going up again this year?
So
that's right. Just go ahead and put it in one guy's pocket.
Don't tell me
that
he
cap's
ain't got
going
it.
up.
Good job.
We got money.
Yeah.
Hey,
If there's one thing that history says about the great ones, even the good ones, they don't walk away from the game until they know they can't do it anymore.
Amen.
They look at Brady. I mean, he went away and they came to say, no, I can still do this. Matthew Stafford, experience suggests, history suggests, will keep playing until he himself recognizes he can't do it anymore.
We hoist that trophy.
That's what all the great ones do. And if he